In Reince Priebus, he's the chairman of the Republican National Committee. Reince, it's great to see you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Chairman. Let's begin right there. What are you expecting in terms of what we're going to hear from these two candidates tomorrow night?
Well, I think the expectations on Hillary are very, very high. I mean, she's been doing this for 30 years. I think people expect her to know every little detail, and, you know, she has to perform I think in a way that is of the highest of expectations. I think in the case of Donald Trump, look, he's the outsider. He's a person who's never run before, let alone be in a presidential debate, but he's going to be ready. And I think one of the things that Donald Trump has going for him is he's got very good instincts. We've seen that. Look, we went through an incredible year in our primary. And I think unlike anything anyone's been through, lots of drama, and 12 debates. And at every one of these debates, as everyone in the pundits said, oh, this is the day that maybe Donald Trump isn't going to be. And every time he won that debate based on the polling that was done afterwards. So he's got good instincts. I think he's obviously a good counterpuncher. I think he speaks a language that people out there can understand. And so I think he's going to have a good night.
Some people feel like, look, I want to shake up, I want change. I want to shake up what has been in place for 30 years. But it's a risk.
Right.
Voting for someone who I know has never been in politics, who I know speaks his mind. Do you want to go with the security of, well, this has been in place, even though there's corruption and we're questioning what will take place in the next 4 to 8 years, or do you want to bet on Trump and take that risk?
Well, anytime you have a change candidate, you said it exactly right. Anytime you have a change candidate, it's always change versus risk. In other words, how much risk am I going to take in order to get the change? And the electorate is like a river that flows. And if your candidate's flowing with the river, it's a lot easier to win. And Donald Trump's flowing with that river. People want the change. The other side wanted the change too. That's why Bernie Sanders almost won, but they got stuck with Hillary. So now you have the status quo on one side, you have the change candidate on our side, which we're feeling good about, and the electorate that wants to move that direction. But limiting risk, you know, discipline on messaging, those are the things that Donald Trump's been doing, and he's been doing it very, very well. A lot of people had texted me last night. They thought last night's speech was the best speech he'd ever given on the trail so far. But it's the message discipline that the electorate's looking for, and I think he carries that into tomorrow night. I see good things happening for us.
You look at Hillary Clinton's website, and it's literally A to Z. It starts with Alzheimer's. There's so much in there. You look at Donald Trump's website, and it's a 4-point plan in the economy. You know, lower taxes, cut back regulations, tap into energy, and redo trade deals that aren't working for America. Make America great again. It's very specific, very short. So do you want to see all of that specifics that Hillary is bringing, or do you want to see a broad vision for the country that people just say, okay, you know what, this person could be my president?
Well, in Donald Trump's mind is also very smart because it's going to the heart of the issues that the American people are concerned about. Jobs, foreign policy, security, sovereignty. These are the things that everyone is talking about. The problem with Hillary Clinton is, you know, she's got, as you pointed out, she has all of these ideas, all these incredible things she's going to do in foreign policy and abroad. One of the things that Donald Trump has said so often, which is very true, is, look, I appreciate, Hillary, you have all of these ideas and all of these things you want to do in regard to foreign policy, but of all the people out there in the world that had the opportunity to make these changes, it was you.
Right.
No one out there watching us right now, Maria, had the opportunity that she had. And did she do it? Failed, and it was a disaster. So while it's great to have all these ideas now, what happened when you had the chance?
And then each side is trying to get in the other's head. Obviously, Hillary's camp invites Mark Cuban to sit right in the front row, facing Donald Trump right there. Are there rules about what we're going to see on screen from the debate commission?
Well, usually when these debates are put on, there are some conversations about what's going to be in the screenshot and what's not. I would hope and expect that the Presidential Debate Commission, the Commission on Presidential Debates, would look at what the screenshot is and make some determinations as far as who should be there, who shouldn't, or the campaign should probably be involved in that process. I don't know where that's going, but that's typically something that does happen before the debate.
So it's probably not going to be allowed to have somebody there taunting.
I would hope not. I mean, I would think it'd be. I don't think we want to have a fiasco here, and I don't think there will be, quite frankly. And I think so people understand, the Trump campaign has not invited Jennifer Flowers to be at the debate, and obviously this Mark Cuban play, I think, was over the top by the Hillary Clinton campaign. That wasn't just by accident. And look, you know, you hit Donald Trump, and sometimes he counterpunches, even if it's for a laugh. But it's important that they understand that this is something that I don't think is acceptable to taunt and to do those sorts of things.
At this point, you've got party unity, it looks like. I mean, Ted Cruz endorsing Donald Trump is a big deal. Is that because you were very clear with people, and you said, look, you're not going to get the money, you're not going to get the Republican National Committee support if you do not get behind the nominee? You did sign a pledge, after all.
Well, I appreciate Senator Cruz coming on board, and I also appreciate the fact that he didn't just say, I'm supporting Donald Trump. He actually laid out a really smart, intelligent, reason for, 6 reasons why he was supporting Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton, mainly, for one thing, for all the Republicans out there and independents, the Supreme Court. We're not just talking about a 4-year presidency. We're talking about 40 years of laws that can go by the wayside if we don't get control of the Supreme Court. We could, we have Scalia's appointment, but we also have potentially 2 or 3 others that might pop up. And it wasn't a matter of threats at all. I mean, I'm not in the threatening and making threats business, but I do think it's important for candidates that compete in a process. And we have, in some cases, 1, 2, or 3 different pledges with particular candidates. Some signed some signed 1, 2, 3, some signed them all. I just think if you say you're going to want to run under the Republican flag and you say you're going to support the Republican nominee, I think you should just honor that commitment. Otherwise, then don't run. I mean, you don't have to run for president. I mean, we don't need 16 people running.
Well, that's why I was
But if you want to be one of the 16, then just live up to your word. That's all. And he did. And for that, I'm very, very appreciative of what Ted Cruz did. Plus, I'd also commend their campaign because they've been very helpful to our party in helping us with data. We have data exchange agreements, and Cruz's campaign has been very, very good about that. And in fact, so has Jeb Bush's campaign, actually. They've been very good with exchanging data with the Republican Party.
I like the fact that Ted Cruz was a man of his word, I have to say. And then afterwards, he also said, and by the way, I don't want Hillary Clinton as the president. We'll see what conservatives and Republicans have to say to those people who did not get on board if Hillary Clinton becomes president. They're going to be mad at those people.
Well, there's still time, and I'm hoping they'll come on board.
All right, we will leave it there. Reince, great to see you.
Thank you.
An exciting night tomorrow night. We'll be watching
Reince
Priebus joining us there. And be sure to tune in to my morning show on the Fox Business Network.